Hello, we are going to explain about our cinema's history and future. Typically, it is termed for specific style and narrative character of a genre movie against the usual Hollywood public movie. Genre movies originated from 1910 when people cast doubt on the movie whether movie is art. At that time, many people thought movie is a system which only copied the reality like a machine. But in 1911, researcher Canudo declared movie is moving formative arts. In 1915, Pripyat said movie is one of the arts which have a ability that can narrate a story. In 1915, theatrical release poster for Grippius's Intolerance, often referred to as the first such film. The appearance of modernism movie activated art cinema again. Post-art movie reigns over the neorealism, the new wave, new German cinema, America's underground cinema, woman film, and independent film. Mostly, these kinds of movies depend on cinematic quality and author, and dispersive constitution. It brings into general hero, but it is not a stereotyped movie. Art cinema, Italy's neorealism film, France's Nouvelle Vague, Germany's New German Cinema, America's New Cinema. After 1950s, when the Hollywood films took over the film scene throughout the world, curiosity and criticism were focused on the films that were not like the ones from the Hollywood. With Impressionism films from France, Expressionism films from Germany, and Structuralism films from Russia between 1920s and 1930s, Neorealism films from Italy, Nouvelle Vague from France, New German cinema, and New cinema from the United States were considered as an art cinema. Neorealism was a cinematic movement that focused on capturing the reality of the scene. Neorealism films portrays the realistic scene of the people in Italy before and after the World War II. Location filming is outside the studio, spontaneous directing and coincidental events, natural lighting and non-professional actors frank acting, inadequate but realistic synchronous recording, and use of documentary newsreels meant that these types of neorealism techniques were rather a recording of the reality than a drama. Nouvelle Vague, French cinematic movement which started in the late 1950s and reached its peak in 1972, meant new wave in France. The movement pushes on innovation of the theme and technology in film, which occurred because of the collapsing of French movie industry. After the World War II, as an answer to the economic and artistic recession of German cinema, a group of young filmmakers revived the German film industry, and this movement is referred as New German Cinema. American New Cinema based its cultural background to the youth culture which opposed the Vietnam War, fought for the human rights, and rebelled against the older generation's perspective and way of life. These influences proved that the American cinema was capable of depicting social realism in its film spectrum. when it was always despised for only covering mess. Many awards amusement films and optimistic romanticism films that stood polemically to the reality.
Dove portiamo? Al Flaminio e ai Parioli?
Al Flaminio. Al Flaminio non devo portare.
Ci andiamo in tanti adesso, se no si appolla il commissariato. Ci andiamo io e Pasquale e basta.
Lascia stare, lascio perdere.
E mo me la civo qui.
Non voglio impicci, lascio stare. Buongiorno a tutti e grazie.
Bella roba che insegna al tuo figlio. Manca la vergogna.
Sei fortunato che hai trovato quello lì, ma se era per me te ci portavo dentro.
Vattene a casa che ti ha detto bene. Va, tira, tira. È meglio che te ne vai, va.
Poi ringrazia a Dio, va. Manna.
No, signore, l'arbitro ha fischiato, ma si smentisce la squadra, prenda molto più perché la Roma sta all'interior del mondo la
This art film aimed at niche market rather than a mass market audience. An art film is intended to be a serious artistic work, often experimental and not designed for mass appeal. They are made primarily for aesthetic reasons rather than commercial profit, and they contain unconventional or highly symbolic content. Film scholar David Bordwell describes art cinema as a film genre with its own distinct conventions. Art film producers usually present their films as specialty theatres, repertory cinemas, or in the US, art house cinemas, and film festivals. The term art film is much more widely used in the United States, the UK, and Australia than in Europe, where the term is more associated with author films and national cinema. Because they are aimed at small niche market audiences, they can rarely get the financial backing that will permit large production budgets, expensive special effects, costly celebrity actors, or huge advertising campaigns, as are used in widely released mainstream blockbuster films. Art film directors make up for these constraints by creating a different type of film, which typically uses lesser-known film actors or even amateur actors and modest sets to make films that focus much more on developing ideas or exploring new narrative techniques of filmmaking conventions.
And this is our opinion. People interested in film may hear about commercial film and art film. These words become unimportant words for my values of movie. From the standpoint of directors, it is work up to depending on your identity. Once people see a commercial movie man in a materialistic person, so they having how many worry about improvement direction. Maybe things are different for the moment, but worry and controversy remained the same. What are commercial film and art film guard? I think commercial film will include artistic elements and art film will catch popularity, so we don't talk largely about that. So trend movies are on clear boundaries. The joy of finding hidden messages, so the joy of knowing the alpha and the omega. I think it is real pleasure. It is one of art, not just a video.
Thank you for listening.